Welcome back, y'all. It's Unremarkable Reimagined. This is the revamp. I've decided that since it's so difficult to try to record with just my silly little Android phone, and it keeps bobbing views in and out, causing all sorts of problems, crashing my phone, and I can't afford new equipment, we're gonna do vlogs. So today is day one, and let's get on to it. Alright, so in my office, day one of my vlog. I guess I'll just tell you about what I'm working on today and maybe a bit of why I'm doing it. So, current projects for today is turning these into headbands and hair clips. And I've already got a couple of them done. Like this one right here is a hair clip. Oh, super cute. Let me take this one down so I can show you what it looks like. Okay. So this, the crown itself, is made of felt that I then spray painted with a couple layers of black paint. And then these are little mini roses. I don't know how well you can see them, because since they are all black, it's kind of hard to find the definition there for the visual. I still have a little bit of white showing through in some spots, but I don't really mind it too much. I think it kind of makes sort of a contrasting look to it. And then it's got a little skirt made of tulle fabric. I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Tulle is a weird word. And then it's got a little more felt here. This is black felt. Originally when I first made these, I didn't have black felt. And I also wanted to have a shine. That's why I spray painted it. And then if I could get my finger underneath this rose, there's the clip. So we'll go ahead and put that in her hair. I don't know that it really matters how you want to wear it. Because when you buy accessories, you wear them however you want. You accessorize however you want because it's yours. So we'll just put it directly in the middle of her head just for kicks. So now she has on a pretty little crown. A little off center, but you get the idea. So I'm making another clip today. And then I'm also making a headband. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put her over here. I have my hot glue gun going right now, and I just noticed I need another stick in it. I have drawers right next to me here, full of art supplies. Get in there. Okay. I also have this version here, made of like little white daisies. They used to have orange centers. I did the same technique of hot gluing them on here. I noticed, I don't know what the notification is for, but to heck with it. I'm recording this on my phone, so I might get notifications. I'm sorry. After the spray painting, I noticed when I went to attach these, they didn't stick very well. So I had to scratch up the back of my flowers and scratch up the spot where they were going to go on my crowns, and then hot glue them to get them to stay. And with these flowers, they just come off of, I don't have any near me. They come off of your regular bouquets you might buy at like a Walmart, Dollar General, Hobby Lobby, anything like that. And then you just go underneath the bottom of it and cut off all the way up as close as you can underneath the base of the flower. And I usually fill the back hole that's exposed with a little bit of hot glue, especially if it's a multi-layer flower like the roses, because they'll come apart. And then once that's set, then you could just do whatever you want with all your little heads of flowers. Yeah. So, pretty simple stuff. And here is the headband version of it that I'm going to start with today, that I need to make this duplicate of. It's attached much in the same way that the hair clip is. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And then I've added beads down the side for extra look. Because, I don't know, I like it. And then the headband is wrapped and black ribbon. I use these nice soft ones. They're kid designs, but they are adult size. They're like, I think they're supposed to fit like 3 years old to adult, or maybe 5 years old to adult. But I really like them because they're super comfortable, and as long as you keep your project light, they stay on the head. I've only ever had issues when I make like tall ears or I start to add too much stuff. So, hot glue gun's almost ready. I'll show you my original version of this before I decided to go more streamlined with the black spray paint. So this is my original one. It's got the daisies again as well, but as you can see, there's a little bit of difference in color on this one. What I did here was I took my flowers and I dipped them in black and glitter paint several times, and then I let them drip dry. And while it made a really nice look, it took way too long to dry, and too many steps, and it wasn't going to be very time efficient. So that's when I moved over to the spray paint, and I couldn't afford a lot of colors of spray paint just yet because I'm just starting with this. So while I do like the all black look, I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't find some way to recreate this, because I do really like this. And the base of the crown is smaller, and its coloring on the base of the crown is actually a really dark purple, and I gave it these silver tips that day. Same method with beads. And the tulle, I think there might be a tad bit more tulle on this one than there is on the others. That's fine though. I don't know why that's purple underneath there. Don't ask me. This is my first trial run for creating a darker design. But yeah, I really liked it and I decided to make more. So, I think my hot glue gun should be ready. So, first thing I'm going to do is, I think this was 3 feet long. Sometimes you need a little bit more depending on how tightly you wrap or how loosely you wrap. Usually I leave it on the spool because I'm terrible at guessing the length right, and every time I measure it, it's a different length every time. But I think this was a bit more than 3 feet, and I'm just going to roll with it and see what happens. So, hot glue gun is started. What I'm going to do, because I don't think you can see my table, I have part of my viewing spot on my camera covered on my phone, so I can't really see 100% of what I've got showing to you. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'll face it towards you, is take this part of the headband, stick it like right here with a little bit of nub at the bottom, and then I'll put a little bit of glue underneath, set it on top, and then I'll put glue right underneath where my finger is and fold it up, and then I'll fold it over, and then I'll start wrapping. So as I do it, I'll show it to you best that I can. Okay. Am I facing the right way? I'm not facing the right way. Something I love about ribbon is, even though it seems like the shiny side is the good side, if you want a more flat look, you could just flip your freaking ribbons over. I love it. Ribbons actually have 2 looks to them, and that is so cool, depending on how you want to use them. Okay, back to business. So, come on, hot glue gun. Put that little dab of glue on the ribbon in that spot I just showed you. Apply the headband to the dot. Hold it while it dries. Dun, dun, dun. Don't ask, I don't know. Okay, so I have it attached like so. And now I'm going to go in, add some glue so I can flip that up. Add a little glue so I can flip that over. Oop, it's coming apart because I don't have glue in it yet, but that's what I'll do next. And then I'll show you that. And this isn't a tutorial, by the way. This is just you seeing what I'm doing today while I start my small business. Because this is the adventure of me starting a business. Welcome to the adventure. Hopefully you want to hang out and watch along. Maybe you'll learn stuff that you didn't know. Maybe you'll have advice for me. You'll probably have advice for me. Because I'm just getting started. Alright. A little more glue. Wrap that side over. And if you have any advice on making hair accessories, feel free to share in the comments, because I am schooled on this, I guess you could say. I'm a homemade crafter and a watch it, learn it, do it crafter. I don't have any education on how to make hair accessories. There's probably a bajillion different ways to make hair accessories. Feel free to surf YouTube. That's what I did. So, now I've got my corner all wrapped up there. And now I'm going to go around for one spot there to get it snug. And then after that, I'll just start wrapping with no more glue. So, get this spot on here. This is a really snug headband. It's like that one side is trying super hard to be super close to that next side, and it's driving me crazy. I don't know if that made any sense what I just said. Usually there's a bigger gap at the ends, but these two ends are trying really hard to be as close as possible. So, see what I mean? That's driving me nuts. It's not giving me much room to work with. But anyways, I've now glued it on there as well so that I can begin wrapping. So I'm going to unplug my glue gun real quick. Hold on one second. Maybe. Okay. I'm working out of a closet, by the way. Space is limited. So I'm sure that looks funny. Okay, so now we're going to wrap it. And you just wrap at an upward angle. If I can get this one to tighten up a little bit. So you see how it's going at an angle there? And you just keep wrapping it. And occasionally it'll make wrinkles. You can just pull it back out and straighten it. Unless you don't mind a slightly wrinkled look, then that's cool too. Because sometimes the less perfect things wind up making even better looking items. So, just wrapping for like ever. Yep, but this is one of two businesses that I'm starting. This one, hair accessories, because without this hat on, I typically wash, fluff, blow dry my hair, and put a headband in, because I have very thin, short hair. And I got to thinking, like, a lot of headbands, the cute ones, are really tight, they kind of hurt, or maybe they don't quite go with what I want, or maybe they're a little more expensive than I would like when it comes to the ones that I would like to have, or maybe I just want something over the top, so on and so forth. So I was like, you know what, I just want to make them. I made a few, and it turned out to be really fun. They're really cute. Everybody likes them. So I was like, you know what? Let me do this. Because I've been trying to find some way to bust out into an art career to leave my regular job. Because, I mean, I'm gifted at art. I would like to pursue an art career. I mean, who doesn't want to pursue a career in something they're good at and enjoy doing? So, that is what I'm working on right now. And then I actually have a second little business that I'm starting, and it's the making of coloring pages. And that one will be a passive income. So while this one is a daily creation income, the other one, once I start getting in some sales, it won't be quite as daily. I will need to have lots and lots of images made though. That's kind of obvious. Whew. But yeah. So if you like, you can come back and watch me more for just the art stuff that I do in my vlogs, for new ideas, fun things, my experiences, or you can come back to see how I'm doing with getting my business started up, what new things I'm learning, what information I can impart onto you about what I've discovered, or what you can tell me, because again, I'm brand new to this. I'm currently watching Christy Wright, and I'm a part of the Business Boutique Academy. So that has been very educational. And, ooh, hand cramp. Oh my goodness. This is something I don't like about wrapping headbands, is I don't do it very often, so it cramps my hands up. Okay. Also, I'm currently listening to an audiobook of, what's it called? The Power of Moments. I can't remember the author, but Christy Wright had suggested it, and it's sort of like our book club thing right now. And that is a really powerful book as well. It has inspired me to create smaller goals with rewards to help me feel accomplished, which may be something that helps any of you out there too to get to your goals. Why did I unplug it? Maybe the hot glue gun's still ready. I didn't expect to finish this one so quickly because usually I don't. Where are my scissors? My little ribbon is fraying. Get off there. No? Please get off there. Oh, where are my good scissors when I need them? Well, we'll handle that when we're done. Okay. So now, when I get to the end, I leave probably about a centimeter or two hanging off so that I have space to pinch it off at the bottom. Oh, don't touch the wig. Why do I have that sitting there? I know I did it so I could show you what the things look like on a mannequin head, but it's in very close range to the hot glue gun, and that wasn't very smart. I also just forgot what I was talking about. I'm super forgetful, you know. Just so you know, super forgetful, and I apologize. Oh yeah, I was talking about the ends of these things. So you can see, maybe you can see where the end of it was. I wrapped it all the way around, and then inside, if I can get it. Most of the fun with working with really dark colors. It's very hard for me to get you to see it. You can kind of see the color in there now. There's this little bit of gap on top for me to fill with glue and pinch around. But first, I'm going to clean up, well, I'm going to put this back in. I didn't expect to wrap that up so quickly. Okay. First, I'm going to clean up the edges of my ribbon line by putting a very tiny amount of glue underneath and then rolling it over. Don't use your fingers to do this. I have a lower heat hot gun and low sensitivity to heat, so I don't have much of an issue with it. Normally I would use like one of my little hair clips. Normally I'd roll it and press it down with one of these, but for some reason I didn't pick that up and do that. Don't know why. Also, I had my hot glue gun off for a while, so it's probably another reason why it's not too terribly hot right now. Pretty easy to manage. A little bit more. Fold this corner in. So I've taken the center of that extra edge stuff and pushed it in. And then I'll take the outside of the extra edge stuff and push it over the center that's already pushed in. So I don't know if you can see, I've pushed in the center there. And then I'm going to turn around and fold this flap over that. First, I'm going to lay down some more of these frayed edges with a little bit more hot glue. And I've got a little nub of hot glue, and I'm going to trim that down. Because I don't mind a little bit of hot glue poking out here or there at the bottoms where it's going to be hidden in the hair anyway. But a big piece is really unflattering, and I don't like it. It is not permitted to be here. Okay, seriously, let go. Thank you. we go. Alright, so now I'm going to lay that back end down, that outside edge in. Like I was saying, I think I might pinch a corner in at the same time. Just lay it all down. And we're holding, and we're holding. I don't know what it is about this frayed edge. It refuses to lay down. I might have to go find my good scissors and just lob it off. Also, again, I probably could have picked a headband that doesn't have ends so close. It's making it so hard to do this. Maybe. There, lob it off. We're done. Give it a new fill of hot glue and try to lay it down smooth again. So the coloring pages that I'm working on right now, the coloring pages, I slurred that a bit. The coloring pages that I'm working on right now are what I'm calling water kitties. And they're like mercats and an octo kitty and so on. Sometimes when I have an unruly end, I'll just take the metal part of the hot glue gun and press it on. And it'll get that glue that's there to heat back up and lay nicer. That's a lot smoother. That looks much better. I think I'll do that at the start up here too, where all this frayed stuff is. Because I don't like the frayed ends. I don't mind a few little inconveniences here and there, but I'm worried that the frayed ends will tear up, and I want these hair accessories to last quite a while. I want you to be able to wear them or dress up for going out to parties, for Halloween, or just chilling on the couch. Maybe the cat comes up and attacks them. I don't know. I want them to survive a little bit. So I can't have frayed ends. That is a big no. Okay, I think I got it. It's no longer little fun kid colors. It's now a black as night headband. Anyhow, okay, so unplug this again. Sorry about me getting up and down so much. Eventually, I'm going to have that cord down here somewhere. But I just recently set up this closet office. I live in a tiny little 2-bedroom apartment. And I used to have all my crafting stuff in our dining room type area. And my stuff would get everywhere, the pets would knock it off, people would eat at that table, things would get wrecked. My daughter would think that she had free range of all my art supplies, even though I kept telling her they were for business, but she's a kid. They don't always fully understand. And then also, love my family dearly. Love spending time with them. But they treated me being out there while working on my business as me also being available at the same time. Look at this meme, look at this drawing, look at this photo, look at this funny video on Facebook, taste this recipe, talk to my friend with me, so on and so forth. And it got to the point that I was like, you know what? Our closet is kind of big. I think I could fit one of my art tables in there, and a couple of my little mini dressers with all my art supplies in there, and I've got some shelving. You know what? I'm moving into the closet. It's my office now. So that's what it is. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Excuse me, sorry. And they have gotten a bit better about not coming in here as much, especially when I declare it and then I shut those doors. The only door I can't shut is the door to my closet, because I have a cord running through the crack to make it to the plug-in, and so you can't shut it anymore, and it'd probably get really hot in here if I did shut it. But otherwise, it's working out really well. So now I'm gonna make one of these. This is my veil. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna make one of these. It is the skirt that goes underneath the crown, and I'm a scrapper. So if I can't find it cheap enough, can't get a hold of it soon enough, or if I happen to see things on clearance, I will buy them. So this stuff right here comes from this skirt that I found at Walmart for $2. I love clearances and I love sales. And it had this material on it, which I didn't have yet. And I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but currently it is July of 2020, mid-pandemic, and at the start of everything, everybody and their grandma bought out all the fabrics in my area to make masks. So in order to keep working on my projects for my business, I turned to buying clearance clothing items so I could get materials as I was running out. So again, $2. I've got this nice lovely black tulle. I've got this super cute zebra print that I can use for some other items, because I also make fabric flowers, and I'm going to work on learning how to make fabric butterflies and other items of that nature. And I also might use this really pretty band for something. It's a cute stripy silver on elastic. I don't know. It's exciting. Okay, sorry. Total cheapo nerd moment there. Okay. So, I don't know how wide this is. I don't know how wide the first one was that I made. All I did this time was I stuck this clip underneath my original headband I showed you in the beginning that's purple on it. And it turns out the skirt was like approximately that long. And so then I went and just clipped it onto the skirt, the actual skirt that I purchased. And see, that's how long it is. And then I just went all across the whole thing. This originally went all the way, well no, this went halfway around because there was a seam, then there was a quarter length and another seam and a quarter length, and then it came back around to this half. So this is half the width of that skirt. So now what I'm going to do is a bunching method where, since I won't be able to show you on the table, we'll see if I can do it with my hands. I'm going to do this to it while I'm sending a needle through it so that I can create that look. I don't know why I can't properly clear my throat all of a sudden. I apologize. I've got thread with a knot on the end. I'm going to go to this end here, and because I know the hole is big and my knot will go right through, I'm going to pull it through to almost the end here, and then just tie it so it'll stay. Maybe I'll knot it. My nail has gotten especially long. I don't know what its deal is. They all got real long recently, and now they're all snapping off. But this one's still on here. I messed it up. No! Okay, I'll do it again. Hold on. I'm gonna get this. Get in there. Get in your hole. I don't want a really long end on it, so I'm like trying to get it close, but then it like wants to let go. There we go. It's on there. So now I can do my bunching where, oh, come here you. Try to show you instead of doing it on the table. I'm going to send it through a hole and bunch it. This is what I will do on the table a whole bunch of times. It's better to do it on the table. You don't have to pull it through. You just keep bunching it until it won't fit in your fingers anymore. Then pull it through. Then send it through, bunching it again. Then pull it through. Like, I've got it on there now. Now I can pull it through. And you'll tighten it up. And it becomes the start to a skirt. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish this out. And then I'll show you the end part. I learned of this when I was watching another YouTuber make flowers. Well, they would create a strip like this, but then they would fold it over long ways, so it would be skinnier than mine. And then they would do this bunching technique at the bottom, and then they would like roll it into itself like you would a cinnamon roll. But because it's all bunched like this, it created the illusion of flower petals. It was pretty cool. I was like, shut the front door, that's awesome. And that's one of the ways that I make flowers now. Another way I plan on trying, and I've already played with it a little bit because it just seems fun, dangerous but fun. Who doesn't love danger? Is taking ribbon and cutting it into smaller pieces, and then you hold the edges over a tea candle light. Do this with supervision if you're young, and be wise about it. But they hold it over the edge of the flame to curl it and curve it, and it creates these really beautiful effects. It's super cool. So hopefully I can do those in a vlog soon as well. That would be cool, because I really want to make flowers like that. But it seems like it also might take a little bit of time, so I kind of need to be out of my current service job and doing this full time in order for that to really make sense for me. Boop, boop, boop. Almost to the end. Okay, so I'm at the end. Currently it looks all tight and snug, but you actually want it a little bit looser than that, according to the circle shape that I have. So, like, this would be it right now, and I actually need a little more space at the center so it can be a bigger one. So I'm going to gently pull it out, nothing crazy, because I don't want to send it all the way back down the line of the thread. I'm just going to slowly open it, and then occasionally take the two ends together to see if I've got a big enough hole yet, and I don't, so do a little bit more. This is the other thing you would do if you were making a flower, and you can open it inconsistently, which helps create the petal look as well, because if you do it too uniformly with the flowers, it'll look really artificial, which, I mean, they're obviously artificial, but it's fun to play around with nature's imperfection look, you know. Sometimes imperfection is perfect. It's just how it is. Okay. And that's pretty close to what I have with the other ones. Okay. So now I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to send it through that other side, the beginning side. Take this and send it through here. Pull them close and knot them without tightening up my circle. Nope. So let's send it through. Oop, let go of the fabric. My little loop wanted to hold on to the end of my fabric, and we don't want that. Make my knot. I'll do another one on it to make sure it doesn't come undone. Although it really shouldn't. I really don't even need to do this. This is actually going to get hot glued here in a bit. I'm going to unbunch that really bunched spot and spread it out to the spot where it got too loose. This I do want to be somewhat consistent, because you don't want an area that's crazy bunched and another area that's super thin. So it just won't look very good for a cute little headband. Ta-da! Okay. Okay, so we're working on, let's do the daisy on the crown next. Okay. So now, try to remember how I made the first one and then the second one that I made last week. I'm putting way too much time in between when I make these. Okay, I need to plug in my hot glue gun. I pretty sure I took this upside down, applied hot glue here, and then just laid the skirt. That is exactly what I did. And I laid the skirt delicately on top, and I pressed it down with my clips to make it stay. And then it became one piece. That's what it did. All right, hot glue gun time. Am I still recording? Okay, good. Oh, that's a long one. Could do some cutting. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you guys will enjoy an immensely long vlog. I don't know. You tell me. No! It got stuck to the tool and then fell in my lap. That's not cool. While we wait on the hot glue gun, I have these little circles that are basically the same size as the bottom of my crown here. I also don't think I'm going to spray paint flowers again because they're hard. And while I'm sure that has no effect visually, I don't know, I'm a weirdo. I don't find it pleasing. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh well. Anyways, okay, back on track. Little circle for the bottom. I have cut holes. There, you can see them, I think. In the hole. So that it can be slipped on to the headband. That's a fatter side. We want to use the skinnier side so it goes on easy. There we go. Like so. And then go in through the next one. See? And then you can send it to where you want it to be. And then to put it in the spot that I like, I take a headband that already has a crown on it if you're going to do an angled one. This one I already like where the crown sits, so I'll just line them up from their bottoms. And then I can see if I've placed it up too high or too low. So with this one, it's easier for me to do it on the table because they like to fidget. Needs to go a little bit higher. This is such an ornery little tight headband. Does not want to behave at all. Okay, that's good. Okay, you stay in the box. Don't flop out of the box. There we go. So now it's on there. Ready to have my pretty little crown put on it. How are we doing with the hot glue here? I think it's ready. Okay. So we'll set that aside and we'll go back to our daisy crown and we'll flip it upside down. And I'm only going to do half to get started. I can always go back and apply the other half of the glue because sometimes I have issues with hot glue drying too fast for me and I don't get a chance to put the whole rest of the other part on there. And this is a pretty good overlap, so I'm not really going to worry about where my ends are. Sometimes my ends show a bit too much, and so I'll cut and curve them, or I'll make sure that I put that end where the end line is on my crown. Like, I don't know if you can see the seam on my crown. And then there's the opening. I can't show you. It's so hard. Wait, there it is. See the gap? Usually I would line that up with the seam on my crown, or I line it up with the band on my headband. But I'm not too worried because this one overlapped itself pretty well. So I'm not going to mess with it. No! Get back here. Okay. More hot glue. Okay, you need to behave. Stay still. Squeezy, squeezy. a squeezy lemon peasy. Press it down, press it down. Exciting stuff. Okay, I got glue on my fingers. All right. Now we're going to apply it to here. And I'm going to apply a little bit of glue underneath here so that I can make sure it doesn't wobble, because sometimes I have them wobble to one side or the other. And if it was a one-sided piece and it's supposed to face that way, that'd be great. But this is a, would it be asymmetrical piece? All the way around piece. And so I want it to be displayed evenly from all sides. I don't want it crooked. That wouldn't be cute. Okay, so a little bit of glue underneath to make it stick very well to the band. Okay. And we'll do it to the other side. So any of you who are popping on to watch me, are any of you starting a business? Do any of you have a business? Do you do crafting as just a hobby? I want to know. Try them off in the comments, let me know. Okay, so now I'm going to put glue on one side, and I'm going to lay it down onto my crown. And then, pet peeve, I do take my seam and I line it up with the shorter side of the crown, because it'll be the harder side to see. Not crown, headband. I take the seam on my crown and I line it up with the shorter side of my headband, so it's less likely to be seen, because I don't want the seam on the front or the back or the more upward side. I want it on the back. Which, okay, I want it to be less visible. You know what I'm saying. Okay. So. Sorry. My bad. Okay. Hot glue. Ooh, that's a lot of hot glue. Hot glue gun's getting angry. Ooh. Line it up well. Stay. Don't wiggle. That's pretty close. And we do the press and hold. Press and hold. Oh, my fingernails aren't poking. I just got that one extra long fingernail, and I really don't want it to poke a whole lot. Okay. And I'm going to do my other side. Hi, Jada. You guys can't see her, but my senior dog, Jade, is popping in to check on me down there. I have my camera on a really awkward handmade setup right now, so I can't just pull it off and show you guys my dog. Maybe later on down the road when I have nice equipment, functional equipment, I can just take it off and show you. My beautiful doggy. I see you, Jade. I'm going to go underneath the skirt and in these little gaps here. If you can, probably can't see them. Anyways, I'm going to apply a little bit. On a day when I do a colorful headband, you'll probably be able to see a whole lot more than you can with this one. Extra security. Okay. Is it still even? Pretty close. Good. I might still curve these corners just a tad bit. I don't like them cornered like that. Might Do a little dab of security on this side. Ooh, my hot glue gun is getting angry. I felt that one. Again, don't do this. Don't do like I do. Usually I use one of these on my really long ones. Safer. I can apply a lot of flat, even pressure, but I don't know why I'm not doing it today. Not setting a very good example. Anyway, got a little bit of glue that came out here. I wonder if I can use this little clip to clip it up. Nope. That is not like a pair of tweezers. What's cool about hot glue in most of these instances with the projects I do is you can just usually pluck it right back off if it's at a place it doesn't belong. Like, if it's between stuff where it belongs, it sticks really well, but if it's sticking out, you can usually get it to come off, and that's pretty good. I have hot glue cobwebbies everywhere. Okay, so I've got that much of it done. Yay! So I'm going to curve these little corners real quick, and then we'll do the beads. And the beads go on a thread, and because this is a fabric headband wrapped in ribbon, I can just simply sew my beads on. Alright, hold on, let me turn my hot glue gun off again. Okay. Alright. That might be enough thread. Okay. I need to make a new knot at the end. Oh yeah, I wanted to curve these. I don't have the right scissors in here with me right now. Oh well. See if we can get it anyway. Well, these are working well enough. Don't spin. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, we'll do the other side. Okay, that's better. That's far more appealing to me for some reason. I don't know why. Just pet peeve. Okay. Get underneath the flower petal. Thank you. Alright. Beads. I have these cute little cubes. The little cubies. Probably can't see them very well. It's okay. I'll learn how to use the camera later. And then I have these cute little ones that are carved. It still just wants to focus on my face, I'm sorry. Okay, so my design was, I start with the cube bead close to the center. I actually need to redo this one. This was an original attempt where I used thread to bring them all together, and then I glued them on, and now they're popping off. So I have to redo that one actually. So now I sew them to the headband itself. So step one, through the tool and all, I go in underneath the tool. And because this is all black, I don't have to worry about the thread showing. But if this was multicolored in some way, I would start by putting a loop through the bottom and have that be where my knot goes. But since this is all dark, my knot isn't going to be that noticeable underneath the tool because it's all one color. So I started underneath there, and then I apply a bead and a sphere bead and another cube. And for every third bead, I then reattach to the headband to keep it steady. So now, I'm going to pull these nice and tight. Try to lay them down so I can visually see where they would go, nice and tight. Okay, right on that loop area. And then I'll go down and right across the middle, pin it down. Nope, okay. Sometimes the tool misbehaves and gets way in my way. Try that again. There we go. And I just pull them up nice and tight. And now they're on there. And I'll do 3 more and then I will knot it down. So I left off on the cube. So we'll do the sphere again. And a cube, and then end it with a sphere. Beep. Figure out where that's going to end at again, all nice like. Okay, there's a gnat in here, and it's going to upset me. It needs to go. Okay, so it'll be about midway of this wrap that I did section. Okay. And then pull it down, and they're on there. And then now the fun part, trying to tie it and keep it tight so my beads don't get loose. Nope, okay, that's not working at all. So, we'll go underneath. That way the top stays tight. And we'll just knot it from underneath. Alright, so I accidentally made a knot earlier. And I might not be able to pull it through my fabric and my ribbon. Yeah, no, I can't. Shoot. And now my needle's through that side. Ooh, the fun of messing up your craft. Okay, let's see here. What can I do? What can I do? Well, I mean, the beads are held in place, so maybe I'll just knot it from here. Pull that nice and tight. So I'm just going to keep pulling around and looping through my extra thread that I have until it's all secured and tighter. And then get it nice and tight. And try again to go through this back. And then I don't have that old knot to deal with anymore. Perfect, so now we're tight beads again. Now my thread is so short, can I knot it? Let's find out. Come on now. You can double knot. There probably isn't enough room. I'm trying too hard for this. Okay, we're just going to cut it up here. Let go. See if I can knot it. With just my hands, without the needle on it. I can't hardly see what I'm doing with all of this being the same color. Okay, you know what? It's honestly tight enough after all the wrapping that I did. Go away, Nat. I can't see my knot. There we go. Okay. That was a bit more work than it should have been. So, there's my beads on my headband. Will it zoom in better without my head in the way? Probably not. Okay. what it is with this tool spot keeps going underneath that flower petal and misbehaving. I disapprove of this behavior. Okay, so do another thing of thread. Let go of me. It cut off earlier. I don't know why it cut off earlier when I was recording, but I got the other side done. So, yay! This is the finished product here. It's super cute. I like it. I like these so much. So I'm going to show you what it looks like real quick. And then I had hoped to do more for my vlog today, but I'm actually running out of time. So there will be another one that I'm going to work on tomorrow. Tomorrow will involve finishing a catapus, octokitty, some sort of coloring page, and then I think I'm trying to figure out what I'll be able to show you guys while still being able to use my phone, because I'd like to show you me taking photos of my items, but that would involve my phone, and I can't record myself taking videos. I can't record myself taking photos of my products while also being on my phone. I don't know. I can't. Too much thinking power. Okay, so would it be on this side? This side looks good. Yeah. Ta-da! Cute. I like them. I'm gonna do a little bit of sturdying of this one. This top section was a little bit loose, so I'll send a needle. I can actually send a needle through this because I've done it with the past one, and then attach it some more. But yeah. Ba, ba, ba. It's very cute. Yep. So yeah, I will get with you guys on my second vlog day with more stuff. I know I need to free up some space on my phone so that I can make longer videos and record more things. But anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.